Hi again, Year 1. Here's your maths lesson, Week 8, Lesson 2. Head towards the Top Marks website for your warm-up game. In your search today, you need to type in the greatest game ever. And this is going to really see if you've got to grips with 3-digit numbers. The computer generates a number and decides where to put it, either in the hundreds, tens or ones column, and then you have to decide where you want to put it. The idea is that you're trying to make a number bigger or greater than the computer. How good are you? Can you beat the computer? Where will you put the numbers? Now we're going to do some work on time. We're going to think about o'clock and half past. How many minutes have gone by when it's half past? We know, don't we, that when it's o'clock, it's something 00 when we're thinking about digital time, because no minutes have gone past the 12. But each time the big hand, the minute hand, moves to a number, 5 minutes have gone by. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So to get to half past, where we're cutting the clock in half with a big hand, we need to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes past, don't we? And remember, the little hand would be halfway between the numbers. So o'clock is something 00, half past would be something 30. So stop the video now and try to point to a time and then point to where you would sort it to, o'clock or half past. Where would 4:30 go? Here or here? I bet that's what you said it should be. So this is 9 o'clock, 6 o'clock, what's this one? And what's this one? 4:30 is half past 4. 11:30 is half past 11. So how would we say this in analogue time rather than digital? And this one. Let's work through then from 1 o'clock, 1:00. What time would it be in an hour? 2 o'clock, 2:00. 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and so on. Can you say the time out loud? So here we go with the half past times. Look at the analogue side and the digital side. In 1 hour's time it will be 2:30 or half past 2. 3:30, half past 3. Can you read out aloud the digital and the analogue times for each hour that goes by? Can you see? The big hand is staying where it is. It's always 30 minutes past the hour. It's the little hand that's moving, and it's always halfway between the two numbers because it's half past. Now you all know from your fractions work that a quarter of that circle is coloured in yellow. And that helps us to remember that when the big hand is pointing at the 3, it's cutting the clock into a quarter, isn't it? So this is 11:15. Or counting your 5s, 5, 10, 15. 11:15 or 11:15. Okay, let's count around again, adding on an hour each time. You need to look at the analogue clock and the digital clock, and of course this up here. Can you see again? The red hand, the minute hand, is staying in the same place, pointing to the 3 to show us it's quarter past. The hour hand has just gone past a number. It's not pointing directly at it. Now look at this one. We've got a quarter coloured in again, but it's the last quarter of the clock. So when the big hand is pointing to the 9, you've got the last quarter of the clock here. It's coming up to soon be 12 o'clock, won't it? So we say it's quarter to 12 in the old-fashioned analogue way. But if you're doing the digital way, it was 11 o'clock, wasn't it? But now it's gone 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 minutes past 11. So it's very nearly 12 o'clock, see? I always found quarter to quite tricky when I was a little girl, because although we're saying quarter to 2 in the analogue way, when we're doing digital, we're using a 1, aren't we? It gets a bit confusing, so don't worry if you find this bit a bit tricky. Have a look at these times. Look at that red hand still pointing at the 9 to show us it's quarter to. And this time the blue hand, the hour hand, has nearly come up to the next number, because it's only 15 minutes away from being o'clock again. Rewind the video if you need to and want to have a look at that again. Turn to your pack now and have a look at page 39. Try to use a ruler if you can to make sure your lines are nice and straight when you put the hands on the empty clocks. And you must show me whether it's the big hand, the minute hand, or the small hand. I need to see the difference. And be very careful. If it's half past, remember your little hand has to go halfway between 2 numbers. Really think about where you're placing those lines and how big you're drawing those lines. And again, don't forget the think question. And have a go at page 40. Your extension work today is the Enrich website, Stop the Clock Game. And don't forget, for more maths, try the activities down the side. Okay, stop the clock. You can also do lots of practical work with any clocks that you've got around the house. Just have fun and get more confident telling that time. I'll see you tomorrow, boys. Bye.